Some people just have a little extra sparkle, don't they? That's Amanda Stanton. Many know her from The Bachelor, but there's more to her than a pretty face. She's a devoted mother of two, balancing motherhood and a career as an esthetician. Amanda's strength is quiet but fierce, delicate as a magnolia, tough as a $2 steak. She's the type to roll up her sleeves and get things done. Her story isn't about roses and ball gowns, but about mud, rain, and courage. And it all began on a paradise island, where even the sunniest days can turn stormy. Imagine Kauai, Hawaii, a place where the land feels ancient and untamed, where every breeze carries the scent of salt and wildflowers. The island is a living postcard, its emerald cliffs rising dramatically from the ocean, sculpted by centuries of wind and water. The waves crash relentlessly against the shore, their rhythm echoing the heartbeat of this wild paradise. Here, adventure isn't just an option, it's a calling, a whisper in the wind that stirs your soul and dares you to explore. Venture deeper, and you'll find yourself surrounded by dense, misty forests, where sunlight filters through a canopy of green, painting the world in shades of jade and gold. The air is thick with the scent of rain and earth, and every step forward feels like entering a secret world, hidden from time. Amanda wasn't drawn to Kauai just for its famous beaches or postcard-perfect sunsets. She came seeking something deeper, a challenge, a story to call her own. Her goal, a legendary 12-mile trek through the heart of the island, leading to a hidden waterfall whispered about by locals and travelers alike. With sturdy shoes laced tight and a heart full of anticipation, Amanda stepped onto the trail. The path wound beneath a lush canopy of ferns, their delicate fronds brushing her shoulders as she walked. The island pulsed with life, birds called overhead, and the rustle of unseen creatures kept her senses sharp. Each step was more than just a movement forward. It was a test of her resolve. The trail was muddy and uneven, roots snaking across her path. But Amanda pressed on, feeling herself grow stronger with every challenge. She felt a deep connection to the land, as if the island itself was guiding her, urging her onward. Her destination was a waterfall, hidden deep within the jungle, a reward earned through sweat and determination. It wasn't just a place of beauty, but a symbol of strength, a reminder that the greatest treasures are those you work hardest to reach. For Amanda, this journey was personal. It wasn't about impressing anyone or chasing someone else's dream. It was about proving to herself that she could answer the call of adventure, that she could face the unknown and come out stronger. As she hiked, the sky began to darken, clouds gathering overhead and casting long shadows across the trail. The air grew heavy, and Amanda sensed that the island was about to test her in ways she hadn't imagined. Soon, Amanda would face a challenge she never expected, a true test of spirit and resilience, set against the wild, unpredictable heart of Kauai. Deep into the hike, Amanda noticed a subtle shift in the air, an uneasy stillness that seemed to settle over the landscape. The sky, once bright and inviting, began to darken as storm clouds gathered with astonishing speed, swallowing the sunlight and casting long shadows over the trail. The wind picked up, rustling the leaves and sending a chill down her spine, as if the forest itself was holding its breath in anticipation. The forest fell eerily silent, the usual chorus of birds and insects fading away, replaced by a heavy, expectant hush. Amanda paused, listening to the quiet, feeling the weight of the moment pressing in from all sides. Suddenly, a few tentative raindrops began to fall, quickly escalating into a torrential downpour. Sheets of rain hammered the canopy above, drenching everything in moments. Thunder rumbled and echoed through the mountains, each boom vibrating through Amanda's chest, making her heart race. The trail beneath her boots transformed almost instantly, turning to thick, sucking mud. Every step became a slippery risk, her feet sliding and sinking as she struggled to keep her balance. The path that had seemed so inviting now felt treacherous and unpredictable. Lightning split the sky with blinding flashes, illuminating the wild landscape in stark, fleeting glimpses. In that moment, Amanda realized she was utterly alone, surrounded by the raw, raging power of the storm. The world had shrunk to the narrow, muddy trail and the relentless rain. Panic threatened to take hold. Should she turn back toward the safety she'd left behind, or push forward into the unknown? The decision weighed heavily on her, every instinct screaming precaution, yet the urge to keep moving was just as strong. The path behind was as treacherous as the one ahead, both routes now equally dangerous. The storm had transformed the familiar into something wild and unpredictable, and there was no easy escape. Amanda was caught, miles from safety, stranded on a remote trail with no shelter in sight. The realization hit her. She would have to rely on her own strength and judgment to make it through. Every decision now felt critical, every moment a test of her resolve. The adventure had become a fight against nature itself. The wind howled, the rain stung her skin, and the trail seemed to stretch on forever. Each step forward was a battle, but Amanda refused to let fear dictate her next move. In that moment, Amanda's resolve was tested like never before. She threw on every ounce of determination, grit, and courage she possessed, knowing that giving up was not an option. The storm demanded an answer. Would she surrender to the elements, or find the strength to keep going? Amanda took a deep breath, squared her shoulders, and pressed on, determined to face whatever the wild had in store. Soaked to the bone and shivering beneath the relentless downpour, Amanda paused on the lonely forest trail. The rain hammered down, drenching her clothes and chilling her to the core. She stood at a crossroads, her breath visible in the cold air, her heart pounding with uncertainty. In that moment, Amanda faced a choice that would define not just her hike, but her spirit. Most people, when faced with such harsh conditions, would have turned back without a second thought. But Amanda's mind drifted to her daughters, their faces smiling up at her from the photographs she carried. She remembered the promise she made to herself, to show them what courage looks like, to prove that giving up isn't an option when something truly matters. Determination surged within her. Grit took over, pushing aside the fear and discomfort. Amanda clenched her fists, feeling the cold rain run between her fingers, and made her decision. She refused to let fear or the storm dictate her limits. With every careful step, Amanda grabbed onto slippery roots and jagged rocks, steadying herself against the mountain's challenges. The path was treacherous, the mud thick and unforgiving, but she pressed on, her focus unwavering. The hike was no longer about enjoying the scenery or reaching a destination. It became a test of survival, of willpower, and of sheer determination. Each step forward was a small victory, a testament to her resolve. Every time her boots sank into the thick mud or splashed through icy puddles, Amanda felt herself overcoming not just the storm, but the doubts that had always lingered in the back of her mind. Each muddy step was a declaration that she was stronger than she realized. Amanda wasn't reckless. She was resilient. She moved with purpose, respecting the danger but refusing to be ruled by it. Her steady stance in the storm was proof of her inner strength. The storm was more than just weather. It was a test of her spirit, a challenge thrown down by nature itself. And Amanda rose to meet it, step by determined step, her resolve shining through the darkness and rain. As she neared the roaring waterfall, Amanda realized she wasn't just hiking toward a landmark. She was discovering her own strength, her ability to persevere when everything seemed stacked against her. Exhausted but proud, Amanda reached the summit. She raised her arms in victory, not just over the trail, but over her own fears. She proved to herself, and to her daughters, that she finishes what she starts, no matter the challenge, no matter the storm. At last, she heard it, the roar of the waterfall, louder than thunder. It wasn't the gentle cascade she'd imagined, but a wild torrent, fueled by the storm. Standing there, drenched and exhausted, Amanda felt pure triumph. The waterfall mirrored the storm she'd survived and the strength she'd found. The hike back was tough, but fear was gone, replaced by accomplishment. As the storm faded and sunlight broke through, the world felt washed clean. Amanda returned muddy but radiant, changed by the journey. She learned she was stronger than she ever knew. Facing fear doesn't make it disappear. It means moving forward anyway. Amanda's Kauai adventure was more than a hike. It was a lesson in courage. She learned bravery isn't the absence of fear, but moving forward despite it. That day in the rain became her proof of strength. Now, whenever life gets tough, she remembers that storm and the choice to keep going. Her story inspires us all. Say yes to challenges, push your limits, and discover what you're made of. Don't fear the rain. Sometimes you have to walk through a storm to find your waterfall. It's in those moments of testing that we find our true selves. And that, friends, is a beautiful thing.